Hi folks, we had a Zoom meeting last week and some of the people decided that it might be useful to go back and review some of the early songs that we did. And we did some songs in the beginning that were nice and easy to play because they're only a handful of chords. And we did Dance the Night Away, the Mavericks, which was only 2 chords. So if you look at the sheet music, you've got it as D and A7. So D, that chord, little triangle, so I've got my first finger on the 3rd string at the 2nd fret, my second finger is on the 2nd string at the 3rd fret, and my 3rd finger is on the 1st string at the 1st fret. So I've got that going on, and really I only want to have those 4 strings. You could include the open 5th string, the A, as well, and what's useful is if your hands are big enough or the guitar neck is small enough, if you let your thumb stub up against this bottom E string, the 6th string, it'll stop that ringing out on the D chord. And the same on the A7. Now you can play that with 2 fingers. I'm playing it with my 2nd finger on the 4th string at the 2nd fret and my 3rd finger at the 2nd string at the 2nd fret. So it looks like that. So I've got an open 1st string, I'm fretting the 2nd string, the 3rd string is open and I'm fretting the 4th string, and the A string, the 5th string, is the root. And again, you don't really want the bottom string in there, so you can damp that with your thumb if that's convenient. Because some people were saying that had problems when they changed chords of open strings ringing out, and the trick is to damp the strings you don't want to ring out. And if you use your thumb, then you can strum away and not have to worry about hitting it by accident. If you can't get your thumb round, then you need to use slightly smaller strokes to strum up and down with. Now the pattern I'm using on this song is D. I've got down, 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 up, down. And then it changes to A7, same pattern. Down, 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 up, down. It does actually go quite quickly. Watch me changing chords, you can see why I'm using these fingers, because I've got that D. When I go to the A7, I'm just sliding down my 3rd finger 1 fret, and my 2nd finger goes from the 1st string to the 3rd string. That's what's on the transcription. If you want to play along with the recording, if you call it up on YouTube, or if you're down with the kids and you've got streaming, then you can stream the service, you'll find it's in a different key. Now there's 2 solutions to this. The first solution is to use a capo, which we talked about. I've just bought this, it's a bit stiff, which we talked about in one of the first sessions we met. So I put the capo at the 2nd fret, and the trick with using a capo is make sure it's parallel with the frets, make sure it's straight, otherwise it'll sound horrendously out of tune. And get it behind the fret. Let's try that again. That's better. So the same chord shapes, so it's still the D and A7 shape. And what I've done using the capo is I've effectively made the neck shorter. So I'm now playing E and B. So it's 2 frets higher than it was before. So the D becomes an E chord and the A becomes a B chord. Now the other alternative is to play the chords themselves. So you play an E chord, well you know E, I've got my first finger on the third string at the second fret, sorry, at the first fret. I've got my second finger on the fifth string on the second fret, and I've got my third finger on the fourth string at the second fret. And the second string and the first string are open. And you can strum everything. And then B7, whoa, it gets very exciting. I've got my second finger at the second fret on the fifth string. My first finger is on the fourth string at the first fret. My third finger is on the third string at the second fret. And my little finger is on the first string at the second fret. So you've got this going on. That's a slightly harder chord change, and when I'm playing the B chord, again I'm damping the E string with this finger. Now the open strings will ring out in between the chords, and the slower your chord change, the more noticeable this will be. Now, the transition from chord to chord, you can actually strum the open strings, keep this hand moving, because we did talk about this. This is like a pendulum on a clock, and it keeps you in time, so it's going down, 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 up, down all the time. And if you're doing this, I'm actually hitting an upstroke on the open strings, but if you're changing chords fast enough, it doesn't matter. Let's do it slowly. Sounds awful slow, but if I do it quickly, you don't notice it. Just part of the song. And that's it. See you next time.